What if the gap between who you are and who you're meant to become could be bridged in just 30 days? I discovered a hidden doorway within myself that changed everything. And the key was simpler than I could ever imagine. For years, I consumed endless self help content, nodding along with wisdom while transformation remained just out of reach. Then I made a decision that changed everything: 30 days of dedicated meditation practice using Dr. Joe Dispenza's methods. In this video, I'm revealing exactly what happened when I committed to this journey, the specific practices that worked with my ADHD mind, the unexpected challenges, and the profound shifts that others noticed before I did. Stay until the end to discover the one technique that finally helped me feel whole again after years of disconnection. The catalyst. The siren song of meditation had been playing in the background of my life for years, echoing through the self-help books on my shelf and the inspirational videos in my watch history. Yet something about Dr. Joe Dispenza's approach struck a different chord within me. His book spoke of transformation at the cellular level, of literally becoming supernatural through focused intention and elevated emotion. What I truly hungered for wasn't miracles, it was integration, to bring my fragmented self into coherence. As someone who guides other women into their goddess energy, I realized it was time for me to deepen my own practice. Time to walk the path I encourage others to travel more deeply. Expectations versus reality. What I expected was a structured, linear path with clear signposts of progress, help with maintaining my focus with my ADHD, and some peace and clarity, and some better emotional regulation would also be very nice. What actually happened was a beautifully messy exploration across multiple meditation styles. Surprisingly early shifts that others noticed before I did, physical sensations that validated the energetic changes, and a natural evolution from scattered practice to structured progression. The reality began revealing itself around day 5 when my husband, unprompted, asked me what I'd been doing differently. "You seem calmer," he observed, noticing a shift in my energy before I had consciously registered it myself. That alone made me so motivated to stay on this journey, because if he was able to not only notice it, but notice it so deeply that he had to ask me about it, just validated everything that I thought was happening within me. What practices, you might ask? Well, let me walk you through the exact practices that made the biggest difference. This is based off of the book Becoming Supernatural and Breaking the Habit of Being You. The first one is the water rising induction. This was my gateway practice when abstract concepts felt overwhelming. Visualizing water slowly raising around my body gave my ADHD mind something concrete to focus on. This is the alternative week 1 meditation that you can do. And so instead of doing the feeling the energy all around you meditation, that really just confused me to my core, because I didn't know how to feel the energy. But I think most of us have felt what it's like to have water on our feet, on our legs, on our stomach, and so on and so forth. So it's easier for me to quote unquote feel water than feeling the energy. The second meditation was blessing the energy centers. This is the most profound practice for me. This 25 to 30-minute meditation guides you through focusing on each chakra, sending it gratitude and healing energy. This meditation reconnected me with parts of my body I had unconsciously blocked off due to past trauma, but by the third attempt, I felt warmth spreading through areas that had previously felt numb or disconnected, making me finally feel whole again. The next meditation is the walking meditation, which is perfect for the high energy days when sitting just felt impossible. You walk with intention and joy, imagining your future self walking ahead of you, embodying more of that future self's energy with each step. So you quite literally walk as if your future self would be walking in your body right now. So how would she look and feel when she's walking down her dream job or walking with her significant partner or so on and so forth? It's just a different way to meditate instead of just sitting still. The fourth meditation was the heart-brain coherence. This is roughly a 20-minute practice that creates synchronization between your heart and brain by generating feelings of appreciation while maintaining steady breathing. And then the last ones that I tried, which took up the bulk of my meditation 30-day challenge, was the structure program following weeks 1 through 4 of Breaking the Habit series that really provided me my practice and the framework that I had been seeking when I originally first started. Unlike the other meditations that I just went over, this one does require a little bit of work to do ahead of the meditations for weeks 1 and 4, is that you do need to do some writing out and planning and assessing of who you want to be and what you want to do and how you want to show up as. So you'll have to just listen to the audiobook, which is also for free on YouTube to listen to. And definitely doing the activities before the meditation is just chef's kiss. Highly suggest. And while you go on this journey, or if you decide to go on this journey, I did want to point out some of the challenges that I had faced during the 30 days, which included my pets developing a sixth sense for when I was meditating. My ADHD made sitting still feel impossible some days, and then living with Crohn's disease meant some days meditation was just not going to happen, honey. So even with all of those challenges, that didn't stop me or derail me from wanting to continue on with the challenge. I did miss a couple of days because of my health illnesses, but instead of just quitting or giving up or restarting, I just added more days onto the back end. So I actually ended up doing this for 40 days rather than 30 days to make up for some of my illness days. And I took that as just a sign of me being happy and proud that I kept going back to meditating, because it really does change you from the inside out in ways that you don't even realize that are happening, but others around you do take note. And after doing this for around 50 days now, I just feel so much more calm, so much more confident, so much more focused in my life. And it's something that can be done in 5 to 10 minutes each day, especially if you're starting out. And what carried me through wasn't iron discipline, but gentle persistence, the willingness to begin again with compassion rather than criticism. I didn't give up when I missed a day. I simply kept going. The transformation, the most significant transformations weren't flashy manifestations, but rather the subtle rewiring of my inner landscape. I developed more emotional sovereignty. The space between stimulus and response widened, allowing me to receive feedback without immediate defensive actions. I was able to just pause with whatever was happening outside of me, inside of me, and be like, is this how I want to respond? How do I want to respond? And it was just so nice to be able to give myself permission to relax and to think. Which to some people I know sounds silly and that they already have that intuitively, but for some people that is a wonderful gift and skill to learn and to give yourself. The next transformation was enhanced communication. With emotions no longer hijacking conversations, I could hear what was being said beneath the words. And if you've watched any of my other videos on charisma or communication, I absolutely have a deep passion for learning about how to communicate with people, because I think that is the most important things that make us human beings. And I absolutely love it. And just being calm and not having my anxiety overwhelm me, I was able to hear what people are saying and then also to give feedback in a way that was more cohesive, more coherent. And my conversations have just been able to deepen and to feel a little bit more authentic. The other transformation was the clarity of vision, like wiping fog from a mirror. I began seeing myself and others with greater compassion and understanding. I also developed inner calm, not as an occasional visitor, but as a foundation upon which my daily life could unfold. It also rekindled my hope, perhaps the most precious gift, a renewed sense of possibility. These shifts didn't announce themselves dramatically. They slipped in through the back door of consciousness, revealing themselves in moments when I responded differently than my habitual self would have. Let's get into some quick practical tips for your journey. If you're inspired to begin your own practice, start where you are, even if it's 10 minutes a day, 5 minutes a day. Just start wherever you are and just give yourself some grace. Next is to create a space where you are going to meditate. Having a simple space where you always go to meditate will help you get into the meditative state a lot sooner. For example, I just use a camping chair that I love that I sit in every time that I want to meditate. And here are some tips for my ADHD warriors. Begin with guided meditation so you have something to follow along with rather than sitting in silence and having the shouting words or just your crazy thoughts that happen in your brain. Also, use visualizations with physical sensations like the water rising if you have a harder time on grasping abstract concepts like space. Try and schedule during a naturally calmer time for you, whether it be morning, the afternoon, or nighttime. And then also to brain dump before meditation so that way you can just get all of the crazy thoughts that are running through your head out and hopefully limit the amount of pop-up intrusive thoughts that are hey, you need to do this or don't forget about that. Just do a quick brain dump before each meditation to help you be more relaxed in the experience. Another quick tip is to handle distractions. So how to handle disruptions or distractions is to take 3 deep breaths and then help yourself get back into your center and to refocus, because when pets jump on you or you have a child that woke up from a nap when you were trying to get that little, meditation break in there, just go ahead and just refocus yourself when possible. Also, to track your progress, it can be as simple as a journal, or you can just speak and record your voice through your phone to be able to just see if you notice any changes within yourself, what other people might say around you, and or things that are happening in your life. So if you've been standing at the edge of your own meditation practice, curious but hesitant, Consider this permission slip to begin exactly where you are. You don't need perfect focus. You don't need endless interrupted time. You simply need to begin. The goddess energy you seek to embody isn't found in perfection, but in presence, in the courageous act of showing up for yourself day after day. Somewhere behind the noise of your habitual thoughts, a version of you exists in perfect coherence. Mind, body, and heart aligned in service to your highest becoming. She's simply waiting for you to remember her. If this resonated with you, please like this video and subscribe for more guidance on awakening your inner goddess. Share in the comments which meditation practices you're most interested and drawn to try. And remember to shine like the star you are made out of. Know that I am proud of you and that I wish you the best of luck on your journeys. And until we meet again, peace.